Hello, welcome to your weekly Pick Your Crystal reading here at Soulprint. Thank you so very much for being here. This is for the week of October 5th through the 11th. Okay, so these are our crystals for today. We're calling it blue. It's a beautiful, like robin's egg blue. And this one we're going to call orange. Sort of, it's almost like an amber color, but we're going with orange. And this beautiful stone is malachite. We're calling it green. So take a moment. You may be attracted to one, two, or even all three crystals. Some people listen to all three because they can find little pieces in all of them. It's up to you. So just take a moment, see what is sort of you're intuitively reacting or responding to. And let's get started. Okay, so this little blue stone likes to roll around. Okay, here we go. Ten of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. My goodness gracious, look at this. You've got both the tens of Pentacles and Cups, and in the middle you have some balancing to do. All right, so let's take a peek at this, shall we? So as you know, the Ten of Cups just typically represent sort of that a committed, contented, a home, a love, happily family, energy. It's just a feeling of sort of all is well. Okay. The Two of Pentacles is talking about the need to balance your time and your resources. It feels like it could be very tempting to or it has been very tempting to sort of get things a little bit out of kilter. Either you're expending too much physical energy, you're spending too much money in the wrong places. But there's just a need for you to sort of get things back into balance, particularly if you are dealing with any sort of family gatherings or functions. It's really important that you, kind of work towards work towards creating that equilibrium. The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is an interesting card because it looks as if it is somebody just sort of defending their position. And you know what? That's exactly what it means. It is about having to explain or defend why you are choosing to do certain things. But you don't need to um you don't need to like get your knickers in a twist about it. Sometimes people are just curious. Um, the other thing it can mean is that you are needing to overcome some sort of an obstacle or something that is sort of in your path that you need to clear out. And the Ten of Pentacles is literally the Ten of Pentacles, right? It is about abundance. It is about financial security. It can be about property. It can be about inheritances. It can be about an unexpected gift. But so what you have here literally is abundance and a happy family. And in the center, it is simply about maintaining your balance, and if there are obstacles you need to move past, do so. Know that you may have to explain it to a few people, or you may have to defend your position or your choices, but that's okay. Because, particularly if you're talking about a family or a group of friends, that kind of a situation, if if you're feeling like you need to defend yourself, it may very well be that they're just concerned and they're just wanting to hear a little bit more about what's going on. So keep that in mind. This makes me feel like this has a lot to do sort of almost with like a gathering or people coming together or starting to come together. Perhaps you're thinking about holiday time, but there is a great deal of happiness and a great deal of financial security sitting here. So whatever goes on in the middle, you're just going to sort of move past and deal with as you need to. But really nice cards. Okay, and orange. What is orange telling us? Okay, the Hermit, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so, the Hermit is about taking time for yourself. It's about feeling the need to retreat, regroup, um, slow down enough to sort of almost hear your inner thoughts or those inner voices. It's a time of quiet reflection. Now, you have the Knight of Pentacles coming in, and it basically in this situation, the Knight of Pentacles is sort of saying, listen, it's going to be okay. You're going to have success in this situation. There's going to be a positive outcome, but it may take some time and it may take a little bit of work. The Page of Swords lets you know that the delays or the disappointment that you have been trying to deal with will you'll be able to move past them. That may very well be what this reflection is about. Maybe things are something you had planned is just not working out the way you want it to, or it didn't come together the way you wanted it to. There will be an, eventual positive outcome from this situation. But the Hermit here is sort of the telling card, right? Because it's talking about taking that time to pull back and reflect and regroup almost. And then you have the Knight of Swords here. And as crazy as it seems based on these two center cards, or certainly the Page of Swords card, the Knight of Swords is like, hold on, everything's going to get moving. And when it does, it's going to move really, really fast. You might even feel a little bit chaotic, but it'll be okay because why? Well, because you have kept your thoughts attuned to a positive result and you have taken the time to think and reflect about where you're going, what you're doing, and how you want to get there. So overall, I mean, they're really nice cards in that they're warning you that things take just a little bit more time than you expected, but when they get moving, they're going to get moving. And so you want to make sure that you have spent sufficient time making sure that you are sort of clear in your head and in your heart about what's going on and where you're going. Alrighty. And the green, Four of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Okay. So the Four of Cups usually is talking about sort of a feeling of despondency, disappointment, almost like boredom, discontent, just not feeling like settled. And because you're focusing on that energy, you're not recognizing that there is a gift on its way to you. There is a um something coming along that's going to help move you forward from that place of just discontent. The Six of Pentacles is very often sort of that, um pro quo quid card. I think I got that backwards. In any case, it's about you know balancing, but it's also about charity. But it can also be about receiving an unexpected gift or some sort of a gain, a successful gain. So because it's following this Four of Cups, it really does feel like you want to be staying in a state of gratitude because that is what's going to attract the abundance you have. or that's coming to you, and you want to be receptive to sort of, I almost want to say, gifts coming out of left field, something really unexpected. Now, your Four of Wands is talking about community, right? Stability, holidays. It can be about any sort of a community event or a celebration. So you might be looking at a birthday party, an anniversary party, a holiday, um, something that sort of brings people together. It's basically a happy, feel good, community like card. And finally, your Page of Pentacles, as always, is bringing you good news. Usually it's financial, but it can be material of some kind. So right now you're kind of like ho hum. Okay. Um, trust that there's going to be a shift, there's going to be a change, there's going to be some new energy flowing in. That's going to allow for um a greater sense of family, community, celebration, gratitude. And ultimately, you've got some uh, good news coming in terms of something material. Okay. So those are your cards for October 5th through 11th. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you very, very much for being here this week. Until next week. Bye for now.